about the cash crisis worse.
Talking about Venezuela once again.
Systemic important banks. They removed the one factor you do this thing called monetary awareness.
Next recession.
Recession will be
Will be a recession.
We're going to hit a recession.
The date of the next recession.
a U.S.-only recession typically lasts 8 to 10 months, but a lot of things about this particular one have not been typical. So
A crash is coming now, whether it's 6 months from now, 12 months, 36 months, no one knows.
I go to bed every night, I dream of another recession. If you know what to do, if you have the right plan to set up, you can make a lot of money from this.
Hey there, hope all is well. Back at you today with some more RT News updates. And as you can tell from today's title, we're going to be talking about the recent executive order passed by President Donald Trump, barring United States citizens from participating in the Petro coin release out of Venezuela. But more importantly, before I dive into today's articles, I want to pose a question to you. If it's possible to pass an executive order barring United States citizens from participating in the Petro release, what about an executive order banning United States citizens from having cryptocurrency altogether, especially the more popular ones, the ones that people actually want, such as Bitcoin, Litecoin, and their such? So just wanted to pose a question to you to see what your thoughts might be, because if he can pass executive order barring us from participating in the Petro, why not any other altcoin? Just something to think about. But before I dive into today's articles, as always, I want to encourage you to click the subscribe button for more RT News updates, as well as that little tab notification there to be informed of the next RTD Live Talk, as well as news update. And if you're new to RTD altogether, I want to encourage you to visit the RTD University page, where I put together all my prior interviews dealing with monetary matters, cryptocurrency, as well as the importance of having sound money in your possession. So let's dive into today's articles. So as I mentioned, I have a couple articles in regards to this whole ban on U.S. citizens participating in the Petro coin release. But more importantly, what really got me to thinking about this whole idea of banning and creating an executive order to do so is the idea of how easy it is for him to create an executive order to ban those that might be interested in participating, even though I'm sure that there's not many people that would really be interested in participating in something that in and of itself has no real future in it, in my opinion. But more importantly, it's the idea that if he can create an executive order that easily to ban United States citizens from using or participating in this ICO that ends today, imagine what he can do with a pen and a piece of paper when it comes to actually utilizing the cryptocurrencies that people actually want to have in their possession. And so this has to do with the whole de-dollarization using Bitcoin and other coins in general. As more people look to get rid of Federal Reserve notes to purchase cryptocurrencies, what will keep the government from wanting to create some executive order barring us from doing such? So as always, I'm going to skim through these articles here, give you something to think about, but more importantly, share my opinions with you even more at the end. And also, if you find this subject matter important, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Either way, looking to get more feedback as to the overall content of these news updates here. I want to make sure I'm giving my very best and delivering news that's relevant and important to you guys. So no matter what, if you're watching this, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I appreciate that feedback. So let's dive into today's articles. So here we have an article here that came out yesterday. So as I mentioned, it's been 24 hours since the official announcement of this executive order. And so to give you an idea what's going on here for those that may not be aware, it says Trump issues action blocking Venezuela cryptocurrencies within the U.S. And then a couple bullet points here says Trump executive order bans any transactions with the United States involving digital coins issued by the Venezuelan government. Venezuela launched the oil-backed cryptocurrency in February in a move to help pull the country out of a continuing economic crisis. Says this is the latest move by the Trump administration to restrict Maduro regime's access to capital. Isn't it always interesting how everyone who opposes the U.S. perspective or U.S. interest, after their last name is usually followed up by the word regime. So here we have the Maduro regime access to capital. Give you an idea what's going on here. It says the order applies to U.S. citizens as well as anyone with the United States and includes cryptocurrencies issued on or after January 9th. It says President Trump's order is in response to recent attempts by the Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro regime to circumvent U.S. sanctions by issuing a digital currency, the White House said in a statement. It says Venezuela launched its oil-backed cryptocurrency in February to help pull the country out of a continued economic crisis. Maduro also said roughly 100 million tokens would be issued, estimated to be worth $6 billion. So here we are from the Western mainstream perspective, attempting to do the best we can to make sure that this gentleman here doesn't have the chance to gain any access to capital outside of what he currently has in his possession. So if sanctions aren't good enough, you pass an executive order to make sure your citizens of the United States of America can't participate. But in actuality, this cryptocurrency is not really for the American people in of itself. It's for the other governments around the world that has an interest in Venezuelan oil, such as China, Iran, Russia, and so forth, who really need that oil more so than I do or you do in regards to us really needing to purchase a Petro coin. So the idea of passing an executive order to me is more of an excuse and more of an attempt to see how the American people will respond to an executive order being passed on cryptocurrency altogether, in my opinion. So I guess time will tell. So here we have more information on the Petro coin. This is from Wikipedia, but I thought I'll give you an idea of exactly how this is all being laid out. And it says launch here. It says the Petro's pre-sale started on February 20th and ends on March 19th. And it said 38.4 million tokens were made available. It says the white paper of the Petro initially stated that the currency will be on an Ethereum platform, though later on, the later date, the white paper was changed and the platform was to be on the NEM. Even after launch, white paper is various language still conflicting information as to what platform the Petro was part of. Due to the unorganized launch by the Venezuelan government, scammers were able to establish their own Petro currencies on various cryptocurrency platforms, though these schemes did not garnish much success. So the idea that it was supposed to be on Ethereum, now it's on the NEM token, no one really knows. So it's good to say this coin is getting off the ground in a very shaky and unpredictable manner. Next, we have the actual link to the Petro in and of itself, where if you were interested, you can go on here and download a wallet, and it gives you more information as to how this all came about. You get a chance to read the buyer's manual, and it gives you more information into the Petro in and of itself and how it came about. And so for those that are interested, you can scroll down and see the actual timeline of events they have planned out. And if you're interested in being bold enough, you can go ahead and download you a Windows or a Mac wallet and have someone send you some Petro if it's something that you yourself wanted to get involved in. Last one here is from the whitehouse.gov, and it's the actual executive order in and of itself. So it's quite short, but yet very informative as to who this applies to. So if you scroll down and read some of it, it gives you some of the authority acts that allows President Trump to bring this into law. And it says here, if I scroll down, it says Section 3, for the purpose of this order, and if you scroll down here, it says the term United States persons means any United States citizens, permanent resident alien, entity organized under the laws of the United States or any jurisdiction within the United States, including foreign branches of such entities or any person within the United States, all fall under the category of a United States citizen. So basically wanted to just share some information with you on this whole Trump executive order. And as I mentioned earlier, that question I posed to you in regards to if he can pass an executive order barring United States citizens from participating in a foreign ICO launch, what would actually keep him from passing an executive order to keep United States citizens within our country from utilizing different types of coins as well as tokens? So these are all things worth considering, because I believe that this executive order is the first step to really test the response and see how the public will respond in regards to an executive order barring the usage of cryptocurrency. So as always, there's never any type of implementation of anything out the blue. There's usually a test subject. And so this could be a way of testing to see how people respond in regards to not being able to participate in cryptocurrency from a foreign country. And in my opinion, it's just a matter of time before something of this very nature in regards to some type of executive order comes into play from people within the United States using cryptocurrency as it gains in popularity, along with the fact that more people are de-dollarizing and getting out of the Federal Reserve note in exchange for cryptocurrency. So I would love to hear your thoughts on the subject matter. Feel free to leave me a comment down below, share your thoughts. And as always, as I mentioned before, if you found this informative, give it a thumbs up or thumbs down so I can get a better idea of your thoughts in regards to this whole presentation. Other than that, look forward to bringing you more news and updates. And as always, if you find this informative, please share this with your family and friends so they can see the possible executive order coming to our country for those using cryptocurrencies within our border. So enjoy your day.